to the next episode of Real Estate Ramblings. I am so excited for today's episode. I'm actually sitting in my hometown of Fort Smith, Arkansas, and in fact, I am sitting in my sister's pool, my wonderful sister Elizabeth's pool, with her husband. And today, why are we sitting in here? It's kind of an odd place, right? This is not the normal Real Estate Ramblings space, but that is because I want to talk all about pool ownership, the pros and the cons. And the biggest question of today is, if you move into a home that does not have a pool, is it really worth it to add one? So I've got a special guest here with me today. This is my brother-in-law, who happens to be a local real estate legend.
That's stretching it a little bit. Broker, how about that?
An expert in Fort Smith, Arkansas, again, where I'm from. And he is also a pool owner. And in fact, let's go a step further. He and my sister added this pool after they had lived on the property for a while. So that's the biggest question today, really, is it worth it to add a pool? And what are the pros and cons? So Kevin, tell me about your incredible space.
Well, we had been talking about this for a while. We always wanted to have a pool, primarily to be the home that the kids wanted to gather at. You know, to be the place. We'd rather have
watch them, right?
Yeah, so we can watch them, right?
Have their friends sometimes.
Have their friends here as opposed to somewhere else, not knowing where they are. And so that was one of our motivations. And we wanted a place too that we could enjoy our home more. And our backyard was basically unused. It was just a simple sloping, just a gently sloping backyard that was basically unused, other than play catch it occasionally.
Yeah.
And so, Elizabeth had some ideas that we sketched out for a while, and she came up with this, and we've really been. This is our fourth season to enjoy it now. So
has it been 4 years? Okay.
I believe that's right.
So there's more to the pool that you can't see, but there's a waterfall, there's a little grotto back there, there is a diving rock, they've got a basketball goal over there, so many great features. And on the other side of the camera, there is a kitchen and a fireplace. It's a great place to hang out, which is why I'm here. And also, I love my sister. She's behind me, kind of giving me dirty looks. But so, Kevin, tell me about adding the pool and the process that you went through.
Well, we got bids from a couple of different contractors, and the prices we found ranged widely. We could have had the pool built a lot cheaper, but we chose to go with the designer that we went with. Basically took our idea and ran with it, and it required, because of the way we are situated on the side of the rolling, sloping backyard, we required a lot of rock work and a few retaining walls and some other things, but he did a really good job of placing it in our setting and getting the look that we wanted, and focused the waterfall, for example, your first thing you see when you walk out the back door. And so that was very purposeful. And so he had a real landscaper's eye.
Okay.
And so we went with that. And so ultimately we got what we wanted. And the thing people need to remember is that a pool does cost money. It's, on the ongoing utilities. And on our particular pool, we have 3 different pumps.
Oh, wow.
So one for the pool. That's not normal.
Okay.
Most pools have 1 pump, but we have a pump for the pool, we have a pump for the hot tub, and then we have a pump that controls the waterfall and the slide.
I forgot there is a slide back there. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that or not.
And so, the one thing I don't know that I was really fully expecting, but it probably in the summertime adds around $100 to our electric bill from running the pumps and stuff all the time.
Something to consider.
Yeah. And for the most part, our house is all electric, with one exception, the stovetop. And when we added the hot tub, that's a gas heat source, and so that raised our gas bill when we run the hot tub. So we only turn it on when we're using it.
Yep.
But we did add some features that gave us the ability to control it from our cell phone. So we can turn the pumps on, turn the hot tub on, turn the temperature and set that. And so some things there that was not very widely known even among pool people. I had to do the research myself and learn how to do that, and got with an electrician that helped kind of learn it with me and install that.
So you had to bring additional help besides the regular pool contractor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did. We had to add some electric features to our outside breaker box, and install multiple pieces of equipment that help control and run all the pumps. And
So
that.
they have a bomb.com. I know I'm aging myself by using that term, but they have an amazing pool. The whole outdoors is incredible. But to get that, what he's saying is you had to bring in extra help, which means extra money that you got to spend.
Yeah, it wasn't just the pool contractor. And at the end of it, we kind of, ran into some issues where we weren't getting all the landscaping we wanted, so we ended up doing a little extra of that on our own.
Oh.
And so we, ultimately got what we wanted. We're very happy with it and proud of it. But, there are other expenses that, come a part of that. And that, you have to plan on not just the one-time expenses, but the ongoing expenses. And the chemicals can also add up.
That's a great point. I actually never thought about that, but yeah. Or if you have somebody come out and clean the pool, and you don't do it yourself, it's another cost to consider.
Yeah.
So what are the pros to having this pool?
Well, the pros are, we really enjoy it. This is kind of, it's like being able to go on vacation in your own backyard.
Yeah.
We really enjoy coming out here. We can come out here at night, we can come out here in the mornings, and it's just right here. It's so convenient and easy, and it's relaxing. And we love the design that Elizabeth came up with. Includes a sun deck that's basically 18 inches to 24 inches of water where you can just lay in it, and it's great for young kids. It's great for older kids. As you can see us sitting here today,
yeah,
we're just sitting in chairs in the sun deck area. And so that part's really nice. The other thing we did was we went with a gunite or concrete pool. So we don't have to worry about replacing liners, and it is a little harder on your feet. Maybe I don't really notice that.
I've not noticed it.
So that's a little bit different, and it's a little bit more expensive, but most people consider it longer lasting.
Okay.
And so the pool, this has been a great place to enjoy cooking out and just lounging and having friends over, and so that part we've really
And it was
enjoyed.
100 degrees here in Fort Smith yesterday, so we were in here for several hours yesterday. It was great.
So we enjoyed it. It's and we knew when we bought the pool or paid for the construction, we were promised about a 6-month construction time. It actually took a year, so that was unexpected. But we knew when we did this, and as a real estate broker, I give advice to people all the time. You will not get your money back out of a pool, so it wouldn't be the greatest investment ever. But we knew that going in.
So we're heading into the cons now.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm sorry, made the turn there. So, the negatives though on that aspect is that you won't get 100% of your money back out of it. I would be the first to say that we added value to our property, but I'm convinced I won't get 100% of that back. And a rule of thumb that I use for my buyers and sellers all the time is the rule of 10. And I'll tell people, if you could have 10 other buyers buy this home, how many out of 10 would add a pool? And usually if that number is not a very high number, your return on your dollar, your return on your investment is not very high.
Okay, that's great. I've actually not heard that before, so I will use that on y'all.
So the rule of 10 works, I think.
Yeah.
If 10 other buyers a high number of those would do the same fix or improvement, then your return on your investment is higher.
Yeah.
So anyway, the other cons, I guess, like you mentioned, it is tough when you go on vacation. I mean, we spent 2 months away this summer on an Atlantic crossing on a sailboat.
They are major sailors. They are. They literally crossed an ocean, which is amazing.
It was a great trip, but while we were gone, we were worried about the pool back home, so we did hire a local pool company to take care of the pool while we were gone. And honestly, that was more expensive than I expected. The base rate's around $350 a month.
Wow.
And then plus chemicals, and so every month we were gone, it was roughly $500 total to have the pool looked after and serviced. And I'm sure you can find it cheaper somewhere, by an individual, but we wanted to make sure it was done right. And the company we chose was Burton Pools and Spas locally, and they did a good job.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
Yeah. So we weren't as worried about the pool with our 2 oldest kids at home taking care of stuff, but ultimately it was good.
Yeah. I think when everybody, or most people at least, anticipate that adding a pool is going to be super expensive, maintaining a pool will be expensive, but has there been any completely unforeseen con you never saw coming with this?
I would say there's a couple. One is, we can take our pool samples in our hot tub samples into the local pool company. They'll analyze it and tell me exactly what chemicals to add, and if they know the size of your pool, they'll tell you, how many ounces of this, how many ounces of that. And of course, the pool companies want you to buy their chemical, but you can also, like, they'll call it, you need to add bisodium carbonate and all this. Well, that's basically baking soda.
Oh.
So you can buy stuff through, and it's like they'll tell you.
Head on down to Hart's.
Yeah, exactly, or the hardware store. And so you can buy some of this stuff on your own a lot cheaper because it's not necessarily a pool brand. The other thing is, muriatic acid is one of the things you add to the pool sometime to raise the acid level. And you can buy that locally without going through the pool company. The other thing that was unforeseen was the hot tub. After construction, we noticed it was dropping the water level, and I've actually had to hire a leak detection expert to come in and try to.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, he's excellent. Has all those high expensive microphone submersible things with headphones to listen for leaks.
So sorry to interrupt you, but just because I bet they're curious. So this is somebody that you can actually hire that will come out for pools and hot tubs and detect leaks.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, his primary business is working for the local city municipality for water pipes and that kind of thing.
But didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, he does the pool and hot tub stuff on the side, and we've gotten the leak improved, but it's still not 100% fixed, and so we lose about probably a quarter inch to an inch a week in the hot tub. So I just top it back up and be fine for a week or so. But that was kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
There is constant cleaning, and when we're not out of town, I do take care of the pool myself. So there's no cost to that other than the chemical. But you got to check the skimmers on a every other day basis, and with a concrete pool, you have to kind of brush it and sweep it constantly. In the sun deck, we basically broom it down into the deep end where the skimmers and everything pick up any debris and all that. And then our little Herbie, we call it, that roams around the pool and cleans, is a really simple mechanical device that is a lot easier than the one we had when I was a kid growing up, where you have to attach it to the skimmer and all this. This is literally plug it in the wall and you throw it in the pool and you clean the little baskets that it catches debris in regularly, and it roams around the pool and scrubs and vacuums and does all that. So it's as easy as it's ever been to help with the vacuuming and all that. So I rarely have to get out the basket and use the pole and all that, rarely. Because it does that.
How much does Herbie cost? Herbie, by the way, is the pool cleaner.
Yeah.
This is kind of a backstory, but I don't know why we call pool cleaners Herbie, but I grew up with a pool and we always called the pool cleaner Herbie. They call theirs Herbie. And Kevin has literally known me my entire life. So I don't know, why do we do that? Is that what they're called?
I guess that's just the nickname. Our particular brand is like a Dolphin is the brand name, and it's like the 440 or something like that. But they're about $1,000.
Oh wow! I was going to say how much do they cost?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not attached to the pool in any way, so you want to put those away because it can walk off easily. And so those, I've not had that happen personally, but I had a real estate transaction where that did happen. In a vacant house, somebody came by and took their Herbie.
Yeah, and vacant houses are definitely targets for theft for sure.
So anyway, as far as other cons go, keeping your chemicals mixed right helps prevent a lot of other issues that you may have. We had some issues with algae occasionally. And we've learned through research that you can add chemicals that help make the little, particles get bigger, where your sand filter will catch them and help prevent any algae. And so you kind of learn as you go, and you just kind of have to ask a lot of questions and see how things, how things work, so you can learn how to prevent them or how to, work on those things yourself.
Okay. So you may have asked, or you may have stated this earlier, but is this a chlorine pool or a saltwater pool?
This is a saltwater pool, and which is something I didn't know originally, but saltwater pools actually have a chlorinator that basically takes the salt and does a process to basically make chlorine, essentially. And so it really is a chlorine pool, but it's derived from salt water. And so you add bags of salt on a regular basis, and you can monitor that and keep up with that. And it works well. I think the water is less harsh. The chlorine and stuff is not, it's not harsh at all. It's easier to swim in, and I've been in Aquasil pools before that I didn't like the way it hurt your eyes and that kind of stuff. And then straight chlorine was a little more harsh on your skin and stuff. So I feel like the salt water is a little more gentle on your skin and easier.
Was it more expensive to make it a saltwater pool?
Not from the get-go, other than adding a chlorinator, and I'm not even sure what those cost exactly, but typically you have the same type of sand filter, you have the same type of pumps, and so all of that is basically the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know at least where I live in Texas, a lot of people that have pools have made them heated. is this a heated pool?
This is not a heated pool, and I learned that lesson from a lot of previous real estate deals where I would see time and time again people would say, yeah, we have a pool heater and we used it 1 month and we got the gas bill and we didn't fire it up again. And I hear that a lot, and it was like $350 a month added.
Like a whole other house almost.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so typically for pools, because they have so much more volume of water compared to a hot tub, it takes a lot more to heat it and keep it constant. And what I have heard is that a gas heater for a pool will typically add a month earlier in the season and give you an extra month at the end of the season to give your pool longevity and usage throughout the year. You basically gain 2 months a year.
Yeah, so you have to decide, is that really worth it? Those
Exactly.
60 days or so.
Exactly.
So any other thing that you want to tell us about pool ownership, especially adding one after you lived here? Because how long did you live here before you added it? Again,
We were in this house approximately 10 years.
Wow.
And then this is the 4th season to use this, so we've been in the house approximately 14 years.
Okay.
And but the advice I would give people is, just like any construction project, you want to check references, see what kind of experience other people had, and then use that in your decision-making process to decide if this is a vendor or contractor that you want to work with. There's pros and cons to every type of builder. I could have gotten this project done for a lot cheaper, but I wouldn't have had the rock work and the landscaping like we wanted. And so anyway, we're pleased with that, but we did shop around a little bit.
My sister she's wanting to make an appearance, but now she's hidden behind the chair. So, okay, anything else you want to let us know before we close this out?
I would just check for references.
Go away. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you have got a comment, please leave it below. Like, share this. I would love to hear your feedback, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.